Hello everyone. Totally 7 people here.
Okay, so my name is Michelle, and I'm here to tell you why it's a good idea to stay away from genetically modified foods. I know that you've heard the saying, you are what you eat, but that shouldn't have mattered before, because until now our food supply has been relatively safe, right? So my main point is to show you that GMOs aren't as safe and as regulated as we'd like for safety. Whether you are concerned about your health or not, you still eat food every day, and the reality of the situation is that most of the food in our food market has been genetically modified and sold to us without proper testing. GMO foods are becoming increasingly prominent in our food supply. Over 80% of the packaged foods in the U.S. contain genetically modified ingredients that often, if not always, are not labeled. The main crops being corn, soybeans, rapeseed, and cotton. And you can see here that the genetically modified corn has a lot of chemical poisons that link up to Roundup, and that's a pesticide that's put on them. Even meat, fish, eggs, and dairy products on supermarket shelves today contain indirect contamination because they're fed GM crops that don't get broken down in their digestive systems, which also happens to us when we eat them. So the U.S. is falling really behind other countries for regulations. In 40 countries, including Australia, Japan, and all European Union nations, there are significant regulations because GMO foods have not been proven to be safe for us. So you should remain. The U.S. relies on FDA to ensure that GM foods are safe, but they have little to no regulations in place. The FDA says that it is the food producer who is responsible for ensuring safety, which should be alarming when big names like Monsanto make statements saying that they should not have to vouchsafe the safety of their food and that their main concern is to sell as much of it as possible. So as of now, there are insufficient studies available for the safety of GMO foods. Research is being suppressed because only studies that are in favor of the GMO companies are being published, such as the case of Arad Putzai, who in his studies he gathered that GMO foods caused a number of problems to human health, including organ damage, reproductive failure, digestive dysfunction, impaired immunity, and even cancer. When the study went public, Putzai was fired along with his team assisting in the research. So we know that the regulations on GMO foods are not where they should be. I'd like to show you who is behind the corruption and how they earn their spot in our food supply. So Monsanto is a huge contributor to this problem. He made a claim in 1996 saying that he would decrease the use of pesticides in his food when he introduced his Roundup Ready products like corn. As you can see here, that they put signs like this saying that it's very dangerous to be anywhere around these pesticides, but when they're in our supermarkets, they're suddenly safe. So Monsanto's experience with poison has been known before. He made Agent Orange. Agent Orange was used in the Vietnam War. Almost 19 million gallons were sprayed around military bases and left over 1 million people disabled with health problems due to exposure, and nothing has been done to compensate these people. So the FDA has a very lenient approach to regulating the use of GMO foods. One reason is that people who have worked for Monsanto have also worked for the FDA. Michael Taylor was an attorney for Monsanto and went on to become the deputy commissioner for the FDA in 1991. While with the FDA, Taylor made fundamental decisions that led to approval of GM products that then returned, and after that he returned to Monsanto, where he was made company's vice president of public policy. Because of these connections between Monsanto and the FDA, the U.S. adopted GMO foods without proper testing or labeling. So since the introduction of GMO foods in 1996, the U.S. has witnessed a dramatic rise in asthma, autism, obesity, digestive disorders, and certain cancers, among multiple other chronic diseases, and allergic reactions to food specifically, especially in children. So the food we eat is entirely our choice. We must remember that we are voting for the quality of food that we want with every food choice and purchase that we make. One solution is to avoid GMO products. They don't need to be consumed. GMO foods, there are food brands out there that put their things clearly on the nutrition labels and support these movements, like the non-GMO products that have it right on the label. GMO ingredients. So a list of foods are on non-GMOproduct.com, so you can find out which foods are dangerous and which foods that you can eat that are completely safe for you. So you should also be aware and read the labels for yourself and for your own food, so that you should veer away from foods that you don't know the ingredients in the labels because they have harmful additives that could be really harmful to you. You can also march against Monsanto on May 25th at 2 p.m. The purpose of this is just to take back our food and support organic farmers, really get the word out on these dangers. So I hope I've opened you up to a better look about what GMO foods really have to offer and that they have no nutritional value. They just are made for the financial gain of these companies. The food we eat every day eventually becomes us, so we should take more time to make sure that we're choosing foods that don't hurt the environment and our health as well. I may not have changed your life today, but hopefully I've opened you up to some more natural food choices and that you will say no to GMOs from now on.